Starving Artists is a game for 2 to 4 players. I'm going to have my assistant show you how to set up a 3-player game. Inside the box, you'll find a bag with a series of ice cubes. These are going to be your paints, and I'll explain those in a little bit. You're going to find 4 nutrition markers, which are yellow winks. For a 3-player game, we're only going to play with 3 of them. You'll find a first player marker, which is an orange carrot. You're going to find 4 studio cards and a series of canvases and a booklet. We're going to start by giving each of the 3 players one of the artist's studio cards. Each player a yellow wink, and we're going to mark them at our highest nutrition level 5. I'm going to set the other one aside. I'm going to shuffle the canvas cards, and we're going to set up in the middle of the table 1 canvas card. We're going to turn over 1 canvas card per player. We're going to give each player 6 random paints from the bag, and we're going to make a player the first player. We're also going to give the market its starting value, which is 4 paints. We're going to sort the market in rainbow order: red, orange, yellow, blue. With our markets set up and each player with their starting paints, we're going to start with the first player. In Starving Artists, each day consists of a series of 2 actions that each player can take. A player can buy a canvas, a player can paint a canvas, a player can work for some paint. For the purchase canvas action, players can acquire canvases from the face-up cards in the middle of the table. They cost paints depending on their location near the face-down cards. The furthest away canvas costs 1 paint, the second one costs 2, the third one costs 3. In a 4-player game, the canvas nearest the canvas deck would be 4 paints. For the work action, a player can use their turn to collect 3 random paints from the bag. Because we don't have a canvas yet, player 1 can't paint. So, on his action, he likes the looks of the 1 paint canvas. So, for his turn, he will spend 1 of his paints contributed to the marketplace to purchase that first canvas. Now, all of the canvases shift down and a new one is turned over. Player 2 is not sure that he wants to pick up the 1 paint canvas, so instead he's going to work. He's going to draw 3 paints from the bag without looking. Player 3 wants to pick up the second canvas. He's going to spend 1 black and 1 orange for 2 paints to acquire the middle canvas on the table. A new canvas is turned over and the other ones are shifted down. It's now the second action on the first day. This is a good opportunity to take a look at the canvas cards. Remember, this is the canvas that player 1 picked up earlier. A canvas consists of a series of squares indicating the colors that you need to paint. In the upper right-hand corner is a point value. In the lower right-hand corner are a food value, indicated by the fork symbol, to food. And at the end, when you sell it, sale value, 11 paints. On a player's turn, he or she can decide to use one of their actions to apply 4 different paints to matching squares. In this case, player 1 has 4 paint cubes that match 4 of the colored spaces. We'll apply them now. Player 1 hasn't yet completed the canvas. You can see there are 2 blue, 2 orange, and a red left. You can also see the number of paints required or usable on a canvas by looking at the bottom. You see in this case there says 2 red, 3 orange, 0 yellow, 2 green, 2 blue, 0 purple, and 0 black. Now it's player 2's turn. Again, he's not loving the canvas market. He's going to use this opportunity to collect 3 more paints from the bag. No looking. It's now player 3's turn. He doesn't have enough paints that he wants to paint, so he's going to work for this turn. He's going to draw 3 paints from the bag. Player 3 collected 3 blue paints, which can't be applied to his canvas, which consists of only 2 orange, 2 yellow, a green, and 2 black. As a free action on each turn, a player can trade 2 paints to the market for one of their choice. In this case, player 3 trades 2 blues for a black paint. It's now the end of round 1. None of the players have completed any paintings, so we're going to pass the orange carrot to player 2. Each player is going to lower their nutrition level by 1, and the new player 1 is going to take 4 new paints from the bag and contribute them to the marketplace. The second round proceeds just like the first round, starting with the new player 1 and each player taking up to 2 actions. We're going to fast forward the game a little bit to show you what happens when a player completes a painting. We've advanced a few rounds. You can see that the players' nutrition indicators are all at 2. None had sold paintings prior to this point. You can see the market has also grown considerably. Starting with player 1, who has the first player token, he elects to sell his painting. Player 2 also elects to sell his painting, and player 3 elects to sell her painting. Paintings are sold in value order, starting with the player who has the most paint value score at the bottom. In this case, player 1 has a paint value of 11, player 2 has a paint value of 10, and player 3 has only 8. Players then empty their canvas of paints. Nutrition indicators up by their food value. For player 1, that means to 4. For player 3, that means to 4. And for player 2, that means to 4. Starting with the first player, they will collect up to their paint value. Because player 1 has an 11, he gets the benefit of drawing 4 paints at a time from the payday pile from the marketplace. So he takes whatever 4 colors he wishes. Player 2, who had a paint value of 10, goes next. As he was in second place, he only collects 2 at a time. And player 3, who had the lowest paint value painting, collects only 1 at a time. Now it goes back to player 1 to collect 4 at a time. 2 to collect 2 at a time. And player 3 to collect 1. The market is now out of paints. Player 3 collects his last 3 paints, but neither player 2 nor 3 has any paints left. The round ends. The first player token passes clockwise. Players lower their nutrition levels, and the new player 1 contributes 4 more paints back to the market. It's the top of a new round. Player 3 is in trouble. He's at 1 food and can't complete a painting in time. At the start of the day, when the carrot passed to him, he lowered his nutrition level. He's now out of the game. A couple more rounds have advanced. Player 2 is on the verge of winning. He's collected 12 star values worth of paintings. Player 1 is far behind. Player 2 uses his first action to complete his painting. Player 1 has to work because he can't fill in any more of the paints. Last action, player 2 is basically done. The rounds end, he sells his painting, collects his 3 stars, and wins the game.